How would you like to display your succulent plants like this? This? Or this? Collecting succulents can be addicting. One may start bringing in a handful of succulents, and in just a few months may end up with a multitude of them, depending on how crazy one gets with succulents. It's understandable. These plants grow, produce more babies, and even grow from leaves. And most of all, they keep us happy. That's why we keep on buying more. While succulents are beautiful, too many of them can make your space look overcrowded. Sometimes we need to learn how to control ourselves and stop buying or figure out ways to display them neatly. Well, I'd instead figure out how to creatively display them. In that way, I could continue growing more and enjoy these plants by having plenty of room to grow them. In this video, I'm going to share with you some tips that help me organize my collection and display these plants to showcase their beauty, but still have enough space in the garden. And for some of you, this can help you accommodate and display your plants indoors. You see, when I started with this succulent hobby, I found so much joy creating arrangements. The relaxing feeling I experience each time I work with the plants got me hooked. When I realized I could earn extra income with this hobby, I then officially turned it into a business. Then one day, I joined our local church fair. My friends and family were very supportive of my hobby, and we had a wonderful time. Of course, I made so many arrangements to fill the booth, but I did not sell them all. I ended up taking home a lot of arrangements. It turned our patio into a mini nursery, and it didn't appeal to me. Too many pots made me feel overwhelmed, and building racks to display them made my small space even look smaller. That's when we decided to build ledges for the succulents. Luckily, I have a very close friend who is like an uncle to me. I call him Tito Ikoy. He fulfilled all my crazy ideas about succulents, including building these ledges and this wall frame. He has a background in agriculture, and he became my go-to person when I needed some advice about plants. In short, I had a personal consultant while I was still learning about the succulent plants. The ledges solved my problem with having too many cluttered arrangements. I ended up having a lot of space and the reason to buy more. I admit I went overboard. Our patio is enclosed with ledges. Our house is literally surrounded by ledges. And depending on the amount of sunlight these plants receive, some of them are green and yet some are colorful. Through these ledges, I learned a lot. I knew which ones to put together, which ones would love to be in the sun or prefer a bit of shade. I found out which of them wants frequent watering or happy to be left alone, which ones would die after blooming, and which ones would continue living despite blooming each year. Some people think I have the ideal succulent garden. The truth is, just like most of you, I deal with a lot of common problems too, like pests, overwatered plants, dehydrated ones, and sometimes sunburned succulents too. But this is how I learned, and in turn, I share with others the lessons I learned so that they won't make the same mistakes. These ledges are made of wood, coated 3 times with a waterproofing agent and screwed in place. I added a fast-draining soil mixture and planted succulents directly here. But you know what? There is another brilliant way to organize and creatively display the succulents. Let me show you how. Have you seen these black square plastic pots? I get mine for free when I buy rooted succulents from our local nurseries when I have projects. You can get this online too. I will leave a link in the description below if you want to check this out. When I remove the rooted plants, I recycle these plastic pots. Sometimes I use the same soil and occasionally I amend it, depending on the species of succulents I am planting. You see, I sell succulent cuttings, and whatever leftovers I have, I either plant them in the ledge or these planters. Then display them creatively in carts like this. I have these carts made by my coworker Rick, who is very creative, and these come in handy. All I do is display the plants here. You can also make a wooden box and fill it with these squares and display it like this. Another thing is, if the plants bloom or become too leggy like this, I can easily change them without having to uproot the whole arrangement. And if it's deep, I can add another plastic inside to elevate them. Once the plants start growing, these black edges get covered as the plant grows freely. This is also a great space saver if you are bringing your plants indoors. Look at this one. This frame is great for both indoors and outdoors. And this is very simple. It's a wooden box with a decorative border. As long as you seal the wood several times with waterproofing paint, it would last. You can use this for plants you are bringing indoors. Instead of multiple pots, you can creatively display them like this. But of course, to avoid problems of elongation and plants looking unhappy, try to use some grow lights because the light from the window is often not enough, especially for those species that are colorful. There's one I started using which I like. This is the TS600 LED grow lights from Mars Hydro. This comes in handy because it's already assembled in a box like this. And it's very light. It comes with strings, and all I did was clip this on the four corners and tie them together and hang it. It's a full spectrum or close to natural lights, and it is intended to support the plant's growth and keep their colors too. So far, my plants are happy, and so am I. So if you want to check this grow light, I will leave a link in the description below. I hope this video gave you an idea on how to organize your succulents and enjoy them even indoors. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Bye.